Hi, my name is Apit. If you didn't guess by my shirt and the wall behind me, I am a Mr. Palace fan. Welcome back to episode 18 of Either Way I View. This is a series I created to connect with fellow fans members ahead of our upcoming fixtures. This weekend, we are hosting Chelsea at Selhurst Park, and today I'm joined with Chelsea fan Craig. How are you doing today, Craig?
No, yeah, good. Thanks. Happy with the Champions League win. So
As
yeah,
well.
in good spirits.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't want you to be coming into our game off the bat of a positive, but there we go. So you currently sit sixth in the table, and 2026 has been a bit of an up and down start for you. Obviously, drew to Man City, lost to local rivals Fulham, but then beat Brentford. How would you evaluate your season so far?
Yeah, roller coaster. I mean, we started off okay. I don't think we were playing particularly well, but we had some good results. And yeah, unfortunately, what normally happens with us is Christmas comes, December comes, and we just sort of fall apart, and that happened again. So yeah, hopefully we're kind of over the worst of it now, but I think we're still going to be quite up and down.
Do you think that has anything to do with the fixture congestion? Because I know that it massively hurt us, and you had the same amount of games as us.
Yeah, and I think as well with us, we had the Club World Cup in the
Oh
summer,
yeah,
and I think fitness has been an issue, which is mad because we should the amount of money we spent, we should have a big enough squad to cope. But yeah, we have to keep sort of relying on the same people, and like you say, they the ones who aren't injured, they they're clearly tired. So yeah, I do think fatigue definitely comes into it, and yeah, the fixtures are always kind of mad around this time of year, aren't they?
crazy. I think we played like 6 games in 10 days, basically,
Wow.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So both of our clubs have had a bit of a nightmare with managers recently. You sacked yours recently and brought in Liam. Or the butcher his name. Liam yeah. Him. And
Yeah, Liam, we'll call him.
Liam, there we go. And how do you think he's changed your team and what differences have you seen so far?
Yeah, but not perhaps as many as I thought we might, and maybe that's kind of him sort of slowly working into it. Obviously, it must be hard coming into mid-season and like you say with the fixtures as they are. But yeah, it's been quite similar. I think the only thing is, particularly in the first game at Charlton, I think the fullbacks were overlapping a bit more because Maresca loved to have these inverted fullbacks coming into midfield. But then I think the
Mm.
past couple of games we've seen the fullback going back inverted again,
Uh,
which I'm a little bit unsure about. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether he keeps that up or whether he changes it as he goes along.
yeah, definitely. If you had to pick one player from your team, we should be fearful of it this weekend, who would it be?
I mean, normally I'd say Cole Palmer, but I don't think he's been fit this season, to be honest.
No.
He's really not been at it. Obviously, he did score against Brentford last weekend, but yeah, it's whether he plays or not, I don't know because he wasn't even in the squad for the Champions League game. But I think in terms of form at the moment, I think Enzo's been actually playing pretty well. Again, I think he's probably not quite 100% because he seems to play all the time. But yeah, he was probably our best player in midweek. Him and Caicedo when they're both sort of fit and firing. I think those two are quite formidable. So yeah, I think they're probably going to be the ones if we do get a good result that they'll be the ones driving it.
I mean, as a Palace fan, I hope Cole Palmer is not in the team because I know what he can do, and yeah, I don't want to face that. And I'm not sure how much you watch your Palace, but is there one player you're fearful to play in particular?
Well, it's so strange, isn't it? Because obviously, the first game of the season, it was like
Mm-hmm.
a completely different Palace team to what we're
Mm-hmm.
what we're facing now. Because I
Yeah,
think, back then it was obviously that kind of attacking free, which has obviously been
yeah.
broken up now. But yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see if Johnson plays, because obviously he's a strange player. Because sometimes I watch him and think he's great, and then other times he seems to be off the boil.
Yeah, it gets a
But
bit
yeah,
lost, but yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's a bit difficult at the moment to know kind of who's going to be the one to look out for. But again, we're traditionally a team who, when uh, we play sides like yourself, who are obviously not in great form at the moment, we always seem to end up being charity Chelsea. So yeah, there'll probably be like an unlikely hero for you who comes in
That'd be
and gets
nice.
the winner.
That'd be very nice. I don't think I could even name our starting 11 for this
Mm,
weekend because the team is just all over the place. And yeah, I wanted to get your opinion on Mark Leahy going
mm.
to Man City. Obviously, he came through your academy. What
Yeah.
did you think of that move?
Yeah, I mean, he's someone, I think, if you'd have asked a lot of Chelsea fans, we'd have loved to have had him back.
Mm.
But I don't think he's a fan of Chelsea, to be honest, with his experiences, even though it was under previous regimes. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, he's obviously become a top player at Palace, and yeah, it's a shame to see him go, and obviously to City as well, a team that, you know, if I'm being kind to Chelsea, we'd see them as a challenger. But certainly a team that we want to be trying to challenge and get back to that stage. So yeah, I think it does strengthen City massively. I guess the only positive that I can see is from an England perspective, and
Yeah.
hoping that him being there will obviously help with that. But yeah, I mean, it's you see interviews with him, he comes across, such a leader now, and very confident of things like that, which is obviously testament to Palace and everyone there, but testament to him as well. And yeah, I mean, I think
Definitely.
it feels like for 20 million, it's an absolute bargain, isn't it, for City?
This is still an absolute daylight robbery. It's crazy. When I saw the price tag, my jaw was on the floor.
I bet.
It's it's daylight robbery. He's England's arguably England's best centre back at the moment.
Yeah,
And he's going to Manchester City, who is not a poor team in the slightest, for 20 million. But and as you said it, he was our captain. Like he literally was the heart of our team. And we just let him go mid-season. And I am not happy, as you can probably tell.
but
But
I
yeah,
was going to say, would you have rather him go last summer? Do you think, to get a bigger price tag? It's difficult, isn't it?
I would have rather him go for free this
Yeah.
summer. Because
Wow. Yeah.
I think at the moment, the state of our team, we need him now more than ever.
Yeah.
And we've ruined it for ourselves. We have no like we have no ambition
Mm,
as a team, as a club, as the owners. They have no ambition whatsoever. We just won the FA Cup. We should
yeah.
be pushing on for bigger and better things. But we're just telling our captain, our manager's leaving, our manager is having outbreaks in press conferences. It's just a whole mess at the moment, and it's not a good time to be a Palace fan. But
No.
it's only the 22nd, so they have a week, a
Yeah.
week to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Chelsea will do any more business?
Well, because I think ironically we might try and sign a centre back, but we're linked with the young French guy from Rennes. But again, when you see how much he's going for, and again, I know he's a bit older, and obviously his contract was running down, so that impacts on it. But when you
Hmm.
consider that City are getting a ready-made Premier League England centre back, and we're getting potentially a sort of another 20, 21-year-old, I would absolutely love us just to go and get some experience, especially at the
Yeah.
back. I think that's the position that the centre backs of, when they're a bit older, we had it
Hmm.
with Thiago Silva as well. Like, he's about my age, and he was so good. So yeah, I'd love to have that bit of experience, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be the way the club go. But yeah, I can't see us getting anyone else in. I think it will probably just be that centre back, and then obviously Colwill's injured at the moment, so
Hmm.
anyone we do buy will obviously end up with an extra centre back that we probably weren't expecting to have in the summer. So potentially somebody else is going to be one or two are going to be try and moved on.
Oh my God. I mean, I will happily take Lever Howell off your hands. He is a brilliant player
Yeah,
when he's fit, but you see it a lot at the moment. Like players just aren't consistently fit and they get
yeah,
injured so much. And that's the downfall of amazing players like Paul Palmer, for instance, amazing player, but he's just not fit enough. And he's
yeah,
getting injured all the time. It is a shame.
yeah, massively.
Yeah. Do you have any particular opinions on Crystal Palace? Obviously, I know we're London rivals, but do you have any opinions on us?
I mean, generally, again, I you know, in a good way, it's not a team that I dislike or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't think of Palace as a direct rival in you know
Yeah.
traditionally in terms of like the clubs. Obviously, I know we've had certain games and moments and stuff when there's been that sort of rivalries come up. But yeah, I think I probably speak for a lot of Chelsea fans really when I say you know Palace are sort of one of the London teams that generally well we don't hate, which is good.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
is.
and as you say, I think it's you know, just as a football fan, it does feel a shame as to what's happened there. Because, like you said, you know, teams like Palace, you know, I think it's good for football for clubs like Palace to kick on because it feels like,
Mm.
you know, for so many years, it's like you went from being maybe a bit of a yo-yo club to sort of establishing yourself, and then getting to that next level with a manager who you know, personally, I think is brilliant. And it is a shame. And again, I you know, it's interesting to hear because I know some people sort of feel like Glasner's part of the problem. But I can't help but feel sorry for him because he
Mm.
must be thinking, oh, we've won an FA Cup, we're in Europe now, let's kick on. We've got these
Yeah.
players, let's bring more in. And oh, you know, as a fan, that's what you want, isn't it? You
Yeah.
want ambition, but
Yeah.
doesn't seem to be coming from the ownership, which is a shame, I think.
I totally agree with you. My viewpoint is not Glasner's fault in the slightest. I think in some games, his tactical awareness isn't the best, and that
Mm.
he doesn't adapt to games. And he just goes into them all the same way, and teams are starting to figure out the way we play.
Yeah,
And in that instance, that is his fault. But at the same time, he's writer of a team that isn't Premier League standards. Like having a whole bench is full of 16, 17, 18, 19 year olds. That's not what it should be for a Premier League team who's just
yeah.
won the FA Cup, just won the Community Shield, and want to push on. And like you say, the fans have so much ambition and so much hope for this team, and it's just falling apart in front of our eyes. It's crazy.
It feels sad. It's almost like you get to a point where um, you know you hit a limit and then it's like that you can't then push on any further,
Yeah,
which I think is so anti what football should be and I think what
yeah,
it used to be. I think it was always you know there was always that. It's like say I think for most football fans it's hope, isn't it? It's hope and
yeah,
it's thinking right, we'll get to that point. And it's almost like if other teams are looking, you know, teams are sort who perhaps haven't had the you know sustained success in the past and looking at Palace and thinking, is that what we want now? Do we want to
yeah,
get to that level? Because then it's like we you know the only
yeah,
way is down, as opposed to like if you're just kind of just trundling along
yeah.
nicely. It's almost like there's you know you haven't perhaps got those sort of waves
Yeah,
that you guys are going on at the moment,
yeah.
which is a sad way to think, isn't it?
It is. I spoke to a Sunderland fan the other day, and he said that he'd rather not be in Europe at the moment. He'd rather build a team that is able to sustain Europe, sustain Premier League, rather than just jumping 2 feet into Europe straight away, unprepared like we have. And we are a we are a prime example of what happens when you are not ready for that amount of games, frankly. it's ruined us. That our players are injured, our players are tired, and that's putting even more mental stress on them. They're not wanting to be at the club, they're not enjoying football, and it's such a difference to 8 months ago when they were playing the best football I've ever seen. It's crazy. But yeah. But like you say, the last time we played each other, it was 0-0. I still don't understand how we didn't win that game. We should have won that game. I still can't tell you why the goal was disallowed, but I've moved past that now. It took me a few months, but I've moved past that.
just.
So what is your prediction for this weekend?
Like I say, it is a tough one because I think we probably just come out of the real bad period of form that we've had. We've had a couple of wins on the bounce now, so I think we're in a better place than what we were maybe a couple of weeks ago. And obviously, again, I think Europe plays its part. Like you say, the tiredness and everything. So, I think the form book suggests that we should win. I'd be lying if I said I was massively confident. But I will back Chelsea, and I'll say I'm going to go for a slim, maybe 2-1. I'll go 2-1.
Yeah, you think that was interesting. So I'm not sure if you've been following Palace, but Saul is back this weekend, and the way Palace have been like publishing about him, it's like he's a new signing. Because we need him back. We need his brilliant, I guess, because he's proven himself in a Palace shirt. So I think that's the only optimism I have going into this game. And obviously he just won AFCON, so he's going to be on a massive high. So that's hopefully going to work in our favour. But with that being said, we never play well against you at Selhurst Park. We always play better at Stamford Bridge, which is very annoying. It's the Palace way, I guess. So I guess you will get the 3 points this weekend. But yeah, I hope it's a good game and we put up a good fight. That's all we can ask for.
Yeah. Like you say, I think that is it, isn't it? That's all any fan ever asks for. You can't win every game, but as long as you can see that the players are giving their all, that's all you can ask for.
Definitely. Are you coming to South London on Saturday?
I'm not, I'm afraid. No, unfortunately not. I can't make it. But yeah, it's a ground I've been to quite a lot over the years.
What do you think of it?
Yeah, well, again, I like the fact that it is still quite. It reminds me of football when I grew up. So I'm 42 now. So when I first started going, it was like very early, sort of 1990 onwards, and obviously, things have changed so much, and obviously teams have moved around to new grounds, and even Chelsea Stamford Bridge is like completely unrecognisable. And obviously, with all of these, as much as there's all these lovely new stadiums that people have got, I think a lot of fans do like going on an away day to a proper ground, and it is, and obviously we've like you say, we've had some good times there recently, but I remember at least a couple of times going there and coming away, and you guys had done a number on us, and when it's rocking, isn't it?
Yeah,
the atmosphere's great, and you'll obviously be hoping for a bit of that on Sunday.
Absolutely. My first ever match was against Chelsea at Selhurst Park, and we did win. It was under Roy Hodgson. I think it was 2017, and we did win. So hopefully we can have a bit of that luck this weekend. I made a joke the other day that Steve Parish probably has Roy Hodgson on speed dial at the moment. But I really hope he hasn't, because that would just be a massive step backwards.
Yeah, you've done that before, haven't you? It's just like too many times, one too many times.
Been there, done that. Move on.
Well,
Yeah.
we joked when Maresca left that Gus Hiddink might be coming back again. He's like our Roy Hodgson, apart from
Oh,
the fact that
no.
he's not from around here. But yeah, he's the one that normally used to get the phone call when a manager would leave during the season. So
Yeah.
yeah, him and Roy Hodgson were probably waiting by their phones.
Yeah. So Liam, not even really
Yeah.
trying to pronounce his name. Did he play for Chelsea?
No. So I think he was probably his best time was in when Hull were in the Premier League. He played for Hull, and he was. They got to the FA Cup final against Arsenal as well. So they weren't a bad team, but yeah, he never played for Chelsea. He actually played for your rivals Brighton, and yeah, a couple of other teams in the Championship and stuff like that. But yeah, he never made it there. But he's spoken a few times about playing against us when we had like sort of the early Mourinho team with Drogba and Terry and Lampard and players like that. So yeah, when he's spoken about those times, he's obviously said about what it was like to play against them, and trying to get back to those times, which is still quite far off at the moment. But yeah, at least he kind of gets it. So yeah, he's saying the right things, and actually he is from he's from Wandsworth, so he's South London himself. So he's probably the closest in terms of where he's from. He's probably the closest born to Stamford Bridge that we've had in probably in my lifetime, actually. So yeah, that's quite interesting, even though he's not Chelsea as such.
Interesting. So my final question is, realistically, where do you think Chelsea will finish this season?
So I'm going to be consistent, because at the start of the season, I actually said I thought we'd finish fifth. But my hope was that that will be a Champions League spot, because obviously last season fifth was enough to get you into the Champions League. So I think we will still finish fifth. I really don't see us finishing any higher than that. However, I'm just hopeful that fifth is enough for a Champions League spot. In which case, I think that would be a good season, definitely.
Definitely. Well, fourth, fifth, and sixth at the moment is so tight. It's separated by 2 points, so you could get that fourth spot. You never know.
Yeah, it's possible. I think Liverpool might kick on a bit, and obviously, yeah, I think that, like you say, I think that top three is pretty much solidified. But yeah, Man United, I think, that they're a kind of unknown, aren't they, at the moment? So I definitely think we could catch them for sure. But yeah, I do think, like you say, it's so difficult because a couple of wins and you're flying. Obviously, Villa have had that recently, but again, if their form sort of continues, they've had a little bit of a wobble, then maybe they'll get drawn back into it as well. So yeah, it's so tight. It's so tight because again, other London teams, Brentford, Fulham, 1 minute people were talking about relegation, the next they're above us and level with us. So yeah, it's almost impossible. And you guys, again, 1 minute you were kind of in and around. Yeah. So yeah, it's really tough. But yeah, I guess we've got pedigree of having done it, which makes me think that we should be able to kind of be up there. But yeah, who knows? Very difficult at the moment.
Yeah. But I wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season after this weekend. This weekend does not wish you any luck. And thanks very much for joining me. Where can my viewers find you?
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. So I am on all the socials at Chelsea Fanalist.
And you've been on Sky Sports a lot. I've seen you a lot on there.
Yeah. Some say too many times, but no. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be back on there soon as well. So yeah, you might see me on there soon. Fingers crossed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to give Kraig a follow, and I will see you next week for another episode of Eagle Eye View.